All right, so the first one we're going to be looking at is inset. So if you have a position on something, probably a position absolute, could also be a position fixed as well. And you're coming in with like top 0, left 0, bottom 0, and I did the wrong order there, but that's okay. We get 0 on all of them. Well, then you can just instead come in with an inset of 0 and it will be the same thing. And this works just like with margins. So if I said 50 pixels and 100 pixels, we have 50 on the top and bottom and 100 on the left and the right. And then I could say 0 on the bottom and 10 pixels on the left, or whatever you want to do along the way there. And if you want to sort of omit a value, not quite the same, but close enough, you can always use an auto, and it's sort of like not setting one on the bottom. Well, this isn't the useful one, but you probably already know padding and margin are shorthands, right? If I say 3 rem, and then I'm getting padding on the top, bottom, left, and right, all of 3. But what if I only want the padding on the top and the bottom? Well, then I can use a padding block, and that will only give it to me on the top and the bottom. And we have this with margin as well. So margin, I can say inline and say, I don't know, 4 rem to have a number there. And I'm adding a margin only on my inline axis, which is on the left and the right. And these are both logical properties. So block is your block axis, inline is your inline axis. Most of the time, that means block is the top and bottom, inline is the left and the right. But if you did switch to a vertical writing mode, those would switch along with it. Now, a fun bonus tip that I wasn't planning to talk about, but let's put our position back to absolute. Inset of 0, since we're talking about margins, if you have an inset of 0, but you give it a width of, say, I don't know, 100 pixels, a height of 100 pixels, look at that, we have the CSS awesome meme going on, and then I can say that this has a margin of auto, and it will center it directly in the middle, because the auto margin top and bottom works on position absolute and position fixed elements. But finally, instead of doing this, let's throw a display of grid on here, and with that, I can do a place items of center, and it will put it right in the middle because this is a grid, and place items is the shorthand for align items and justify items, which in grid will center a single item. If you do have multiple items, it will not be centered, however. So you can see that's not working. In that case, you can just use a place content instead, and then it's going to place the entire content in the middle. And as another little bonus tip, when we're on bonus tips, check this out. We can remove the display grid, and we can do a place content of center and a place items of center, and you can have perfectly centered things on a regular block element. This isn't because I have a position absolute here. If we take those off, and let's just give this a height of, I don't know, of maybe 300 pixels, and you can see that it is perfectly centered on a regular block element there, because we can now do a justify items of center, which is on one axis, and then the align content of center on the other axis right there. So browser support for this last thing is not fantastic, but I figured I'd slip it in there.